Top 7 this week was the top 7 hated habits of the mainstream media, which is kind of the opposite. We're not hating games in this case. We're hating how the rest of the world kind of sees the gaming industry.
Sure.
So Michael wrote this top 7.
I did.
And let's go through it. What is number...
All by himself.
All by himself. So,
all by myself. I think toward the end I was up for about 24 hours straight just writing. It was kind of shameful that happened, actually. But yeah, number 7 is, since this is hated habits of the mainstream media, number 7 is points. And
points being...
points refers to the fact that despite that it's 2009, and the idea of points and high scores is kind of rooted in the early to mid 80s. People still come out, and mostly against Grand Theft Auto, you hear this, the old argument that, you get points for beating up hookers, you get points for running over policemen. It just isn't true, but it's, among people who don't play games, it's like just accepted that, and it's kind of ridiculous, the idea that we would like do things for points, and that the reward of points, this valuable reward, would then prompt us to go out and say, I got points for this in that game. I'm going to go do that in the real world and get points somehow, because math really gives me a boner.
I can only assume they keep making the points analogy because the last time they played a game, it had points.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pong had points. Pac-Man had points.
It's how they understand games.
It's
well, the thing now,
ignorance over.
Yeah, the sad thing is, for a while we could make that argument of, what the hell are you talking about? There's no points. And then achievement points came around, and now you can say...
I made that point in the article.
You did make that point. And also the sad thing is, the next step is, the game awards you trophies for murdering people. Scott.
Yeah,
I had nothing to do with that.
GTA 5.
Is it not
a pedestrian trophy?
See, it's a murder simulator, so really anything you do in the game is based on murder. Also, rape. There's a rape mini game.
Yeah, that was almost a category in this. I was originally going to have one that was the R word, but I couldn't find enough instances of just media types making that assertion that it's like, oh, there's rape in this game. It's always politicians. Always saying like, oh, you get points for raping and murdering in this game. You can rape a woman in Grand Theft Auto. It's like, no, you can't rape anyone.
Well, I think it's like being a Nazi. Nobody's pro-Nazi. Nobody's pro-rape. Like, it's the total safe thing for a politician to get behind and be like, you hate rape, right?
But that
everybody hates rape.
That also means it's a really horrible accusation to level against something. It's like, this game's made by depraved people to make a buck off other depraved people who like to rape in games, and they're teaching our kids to rape. This is the most time we've ever used this word in a podcast.
Yes, it is, and I'm hesitating.
That deserves a sound effect. Reward me. Reward me with points.
This
podcast rewards hosts for saying rape.